I'm not one of those who only see the ocean's beauty. I've been investigating the sea for many years. However, I was not prepared for what I was about to learn.
Due to a series of coincidences, Stefan found himself embarked on a search to document a horrific environmental crime. The search would take him from the Amazon to waters hundreds of miles off the coast. His life would be in danger much of the time. Stefan Austermühle has been working to conserve ocean species off Peru for many years.
Dusky dolphins.
There may not be a more fantastic place to study marine life, but it has not been easy. Stefan has long been at the front lines to protect these species from harm. He was not unaccustomed to taking up the fight for these animals, but what he was about to learn would lead him into a battle larger than he had ever taken on before. "1,500 miles long, the Peruvian coastline provides easy access to the Pacific Ocean and the resources within it. The coastal towns and villages here rely heavily on this resource. But something is happening. Something that could irreversibly alter the waters these villages depend on. Rumors of a massive illegal dolphin slaughter had been circulating. Stefan wanted to investigate further, but he would need help. To understand the true enormity of this eco-crime, Stefan was joined by Hardy Jones, a man who has literally lived with dolphins, come to know many of them personally over 40 years. Stefan reached out to Hardy because of his expertise on dolphins, his experience as a filmmaker, and because he was now helping to direct an organization devoted to the protection of marine life, Blue Voice.
I've always felt extremely fortunate that as a journalist and filmmaker, I was able to work on a variety of projects with wild dolphins. In some cases, the projects covered many years, allowing me to get to know the animals individually. I even considered a number of dolphins to be my friends. But the dark side of my work led me to confront the fact that there are many serious problems facing dolphins around the world. I determined I would dedicate my life to making others aware of these issues with the intention of protecting the animals I had come to love and respect so much. This became my life's work.
Stefan knew that teaming with Hardy would help ensure the story would be told, informing the world about what was happening to the dolphins of Peru.
For me, Peru does not mean Machu Picchu or the Andes. I think of some of the world's largest dolphin populations. Dolphins hunting fish, raising their young, and enjoying to play with the boats. However, many times it is just this playfulness that determines their fate.
The ocean in front of Peru is one of the richest and most productive oceans in the world. 10% of the world fish catch is caught here every year. Nevertheless, this ocean has a lot of problems. Overfishing, contamination, and the illegal killing of protected marine species.
While dolphins are for most people a symbol of playfulness, intelligence, and friendship, Peruvian fishermen feel different about them. They simply call them chancho marino, sea pig.
In the 90s, I had the chance to help Peruvian NGOs lobbying for the protection of dolphins in Peru. At that time, they were legally hunted for human consumption in numbers of up to 20,000 dolphins per year. In 1997, the dolphins were protected by Peruvian law. Nevertheless, in the first years, when Mundo Azul started working in Peru as an NGO, we encountered many dolphins that had been killed and cut into pieces, and their meat had been taken illegally for human consumption here in Peru.
Eating dolphins is not only bad for the dolphins, but also harmful to people. Dolphins have some of the highest levels of persistent organic pollutants in the oceans. These pollutants cause severe health issues. Mimicking our hormones, they can significantly change our body chemistry, leading to problems including birth defects. Diseases can also result, like Parkinson's, which has been linked to mercury exposure. In many countries, the illegal sale of endangered or protected species happens frequently because there is no enforcement available from state officials. Therefore, if you want to know if illegal meat is being sold, the place to look is in the public markets. Stefan and his team from Mundo Azul set out to investigate exactly this. They learned that not only was dolphin meat being sold, but it was without much concern. In addition to his concerns about continued hunting of dolphins for food, while working on a project to protect Amazon River dolphins, Stefan would learn something else truly shocking.
In 2007, while researching on pink river dolphins in the Peruvian rainforest, I had the chance to interview and film a taxi driver who previously had been working as a shark fisher along the coast. I was shocked from what he told me, and it should prey on my mind for years to come. He claimed that dolphins not only continued to be killed for human consumption, but that fishermen would slaughter them to use their meat as bait for sharks. When asked if they would club the dolphins to death, he said no, and explained that fishermen would use handheld iron harpoons to hook them on steel cables, then let them bleed out. He admitted that the dolphin's death was slow and painful.
This information drew Stefan down a long search for evidence of this horrific practice.
We went along the coast with hidden cameras and we interviewed fishermen. And to our great concern, all of them confirmed the rumors. Basically, every fishing boat that fishes shark with long lines uses dolphins as bait.
¿Qué cosa le dicen el chancho que le ponen de carnada también?
Ah, ya, ese es el chancho marino o el delfín.
Ah, le ponen delfín.
Claro.
Para los tiburones, me ha dicho que le ponen.
Tiburones también.
Especial para el tiburón, dice que come porque es bastante grasa tiene.
No,
¿O lo qué?
es llamativo, o sea, el color rojo.
Que botan.
Con puro chancho, ¿no? Esa es la pesa. Ya eso de caballo, ya fue película.
¿Qué? ¿No de que puro chancho?
Claro, ahí no salen con gastos. Ahí no salen con gastos.
¿Qué? ¿Tienen que cajar tu carnada?
Van nomás a buscar chancho, ¿no?
¿A punta de arpón?
En bolsa de uria lo meten.
Several dolphins harpooned on each trip, and new to us, in the north they would not even use fish as bait at all? Is this really all just talk?
These stories about hunting dolphins for bait, if true, meant the impacts occurring offshore to these species were far, far greater than Stefan's team ever expected. Removal at these rates would impact these species significantly and potentially remove them entirely from Peruvian waters. Something would have to be done to get absolute proof.
The problem always was, how do you want to prove an illegal practice that happens 40, 50 miles offshore in small wooden boats where no inspectors, no cameras are on board? So we decided to take this a step further. We identified and we found a fishing boat, talked to fishermen, and convinced them that we could be on board and film the shark fishing in all its details. I need to be honest, I have no clue what to expect. Tomorrow, at this time, I will be starting in a small fishing boat, small wooden fishing boat, under very precarious conditions, to navigate 20 days and fish sharks and witness the killing of dolphins.
I have special cameras and built a long metal stick in order to get the camera right to the spot from where I can film best. I want to be prepared for anything that could happen. I need this proof, and there's only one chance.
The trip would be extremely dangerous, a rickety boat miles at sea in heavy weather, safety precautions minimal. The only communication with shore is a satellite system that can report the position of the boat and a message saying all is okay. Back in Florida, Hardy constantly monitors Stefan's position. If the transmissions stop, he'll know something is wrong.
For most part of the trip, I appear to be just a crew member. Indeed, I'm not here to discuss with them about marine conservation. I need to blend in. They think I'm a journalist, wanting to report on shark fishing. The truth is a different one. Right from the beginning, a crew member positions himself at the bow with the harpoon ready. The sooner we hunt dolphins and have the bait, the better our chance for a successful fishing trip. I have very different concerns. Wind, waves, and the constant spray put the camera gear at risk. Any moment, the splashing salt water can ruin the camera, and that was it. Who knows if the gear will survive these conditions for nearly an entire month. This is storage room, kitchen, living and bedroom all in one. 4 grown-up men will sleep here in between their clothing, half the food for an entire month, cooking pots, plus all my camera gear. Every step carries the danger of slipping out and going overboard. I'm used to sail on small boats, but this tiny nutshell tops them all. I am starting to get an idea on how it might be to shoot a film under these conditions, trying not to be in the way of working fishermen or fall over the fish catch, and at the same time get the right angle, protect the camera, and avoid falling overboard myself.
The end of the day finds me very worried, actually, because this is a very moved climate, lots of wind, boat is moving up and down all the time.
Stefan's trip was not going to be easy. Fishing on the open ocean is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. Exposed to weather that can go downhill in an instant, the lives of everyone on board are in the hands of the captain and luck. Stefan was taking enormous personal risks to document this story. He did this because he knew if dolphin hunting was happening regularly across the Peruvian shark fishing fleets, it could mean the end for dolphins in these waters. Adding to this, the dolphins of this region were already suffering from other issues. Hardy's expertise about the issues impacting Peru's dolphins had been long-running. In 2012, Hardy visited to investigate rumors of a massive dolphin die-off.
We literally drove along the beach and counted hundreds of dead dolphins that had washed ashore. It's never been really determined what the cause of that mass mortality event was.
In the end, more than 2,800 dead dolphins were counted in this stranding event. While they didn't understand the cause, having a loss of this magnitude indicated that dolphins were already having significant problems off Peru. And if depleted dolphin populations were being hunted illegally for shark bait in suspected mass numbers, the additional pressure from this fishery could be driving them to the brink, and fast.
Well, that was my first night on board in my luxurious bedroom here. It's very hard bedding. There's no mattress, just wood. And as you can see, you don't have a lot of space to turn around or change your position. So I have to say my entire back is hurting me. I have to see how to get out here, and really was not good sleeping, because whenever the boat goes up a wave and tips, afterwards you feel your stomach comes up to your mouth. So I can really understand if somebody gets seasick under that conditions, but so far I did well. So let's see how I can get out of here and get myself unfolded.
Now I see for the first time the iron bar and the harpoon tip. I am in the final chapter of years of undercover investigation. By now, we have enough hints indicating a massive dolphin kill.
Los harpones que usted aplica son exclusivamente para matar chanchos.
Correcto, especialmente para matar chanchos.
Still no evidence of an actual kill, but now at least they know the fishermen are prepared to try. Stefan had previously tested how hard it would be to buy one of these harpoon tips. He understood that if these were easy to buy, it would be easy for fishermen to hunt dolphins.
Equipped with hidden cameras, we wanted to find out how difficult it is to buy one. She has one, a feather to kill. She looks in direction of the camera. Did she recognize that we are filming her? Our undercover investigator doesn't buy. Too expensive, he says. We got the proof. The tool to commit an ecological crime can be bought openly in any store.
The Earth's oceans cover 70% of our planet, giving the impression that its resources are vast and endless. But there are limits. Humans now have the capacity to remove enough to tip the balance towards extinction for many species, including dolphins. But what does it really all matter? Why do we need dolphins? Dolphins, along with sharks, are the top predators, and the health of the ecosystems where they live depends on them. Without them, fish dolphins eat would increase in number rapidly, quickly over-consuming what they prefer to eat. Eventually, this cascading effect down the food chain will impact the most important species at the bottom of the pyramid, the plants, where the majority of the energy in an ecosystem exists to support all the species above them. Because of these connections, dolphins may be one of the most important animals existing in the ocean. Along with their important ecological role, dolphins are also unique because they are highly intelligent social animals, something rare in the animal kingdom.
Through all my experiences, I found dolphins to be curious and gentle, never in any way threatening. I value them because of this capacity and because of what it can teach us about living in our own society.
Again we meet dolphins, and I resist the desire to film them underwater. I don't want to miss the opportunity to get the proof for harpooning. We can see the dolphin's body glide below the surface. Hit! But something isn't right.
Puta, se reventó el cabo, concha, esa abuela, puta, cabo nuevo también, mira, fíjate cómo se ha reventado. Ya el chancho es grande, ya no ha aguantado el peso.
The dolphin is gone. Having the tip of the harpoon in his body, he will die in vain. I have no proof. I'm disappointed. But the fishermen are prepared. They call the tip of the harpoon a feather to kill pigs.
Empieza de...
Another dolphin school appears. We can see their shadows under the bow. The fishermen fall into the tense silence of a predator. But again, the dolphins manage to escape. I want to use the stop for an interview. But when entering the wheelhouse, a radio conversation immediately makes clear to me. Killing dolphins is key for fishing sharks.
Sí, mira, estoy por la 17, por la 1722, por la 7820.
Yo estoy más para afuera, estoy más para abajo, estoy.
Oye, ¿has encontrado chanchito o no?
Nada, no, ni vemos, muchachos.
Igual, oye, pucha, que yo me he confiado en el chancho, pero ahora no tengo carnada, ¿qué voy a hacer, pe? Ya como sea, guerrearemos nomás, pe.
Ya vamos a ver qué es lo que pasa, pero ojalá que nos quede una manada de chanchitos, pero ya, sí, pues seguro, pero...
Listening to this, I have no doubt about the value of a dolphin. The fishermen call a fish a fish. A shark is called an animal. A dolphin is called a pig. The tension of the hunt changes into bad moods. They start blaming the weather, the wind, each other, and me.
We had stopped the boat in the afternoon with a floating anchor, tried to wait for less wind, and it appeared to calm down. Big waves, very strong wind, no forthcoming with that boat. We're basically driving all day to stay on the same spot and not to get drifted northwards. At least yesterday I had a chance to charge my batteries, but really this is not fun. I've done a lot of things, a lot of expeditions, but this is going to become one of the hardest one I've ever done. So, well, really everybody's moods are down. Fishermen are bothered because they can't fish, they can't work, lose their gasoline, don't get to anything. They're starting to get angry about my camera equipment lying around in the little space that is there. What's most likely to happen is that the fishing trip will be extended. Instead of 20 days, it's going to be 23, 24, 25 days, because these guys have to come back with a full boat. They have to fish. And finally, I also have to film something. And like it is, I can't film anything.
Getting video of dolphins being killed was vital. This video would be proof that the illegal hunting was still happening and could have significant impact if shown to the world. This was something that Hardy understood firsthand.
In the late 1970s, I worked in Japan to stop the slaughter of dolphins by Japanese fishermen. These efforts were successful to a great extent. One of the fishermen I originally filmed actually reversed his position, stopped hunting, and started taking people to watch dolphins instead. Many villages quit killing dolphins when we exposed their bloody work to the world through our films. This was our hope in documenting the slaughter in Peru.
Early in the morning, neither the waves have calmed down nor the fisherman's bad mood. I have lost track of how far offshore we are, but it is clear that if they would discover my real intentions out here, accidentally losing a man at sea would be an easy way to resolve the problem. So I keep on making small talk, asking them about their lives and families, trying to develop trust. This being probably my best life insurance. So far, whenever I met dolphins, they enjoyed bow riding alongside the research ship. Mothers even brought their newborn babies to enjoy the wake. Observing them having fun filled our hearts with joy. Whenever I see them approaching this fishing boat, I know their trust may end with death.
Stefan was conflicted because he knew he would have to film this act without showing his true feelings and without aiding the dolphin. He would have to record this senseless killing. This could be one of the hardest things he had ever done. There is a reason Stefan and Hardy are taking this on. They know from the past that if they fight hard enough, then there is hope that things can be turned around and these species can be protected. Major conservation issues impacting dolphins have been solved before. In the 1960s, over 600,000 dolphins per year were taken off Mexico and Latin America by tuna fishermen. The United States forced this industry to change following TV coverage of dolphins drowning in nets. And now the number of dolphins taken has significantly reduced.
A big school of dusky dolphins appears. I see them first with my underwater camera. Turned on by the thrill of the chase, the fishermen forget all about bad moods. Their swims, their high-quality bait, just in reach for the harpoon. The other dolphins keep on swimming alongside the victim.
No, ahí está, ya está, ya quedado, ya quedado. Está sangrando, ¿te das cuenta? Ahí está sangrando, mira. Ahí está sangrando, mira.
Now the camera has to stay on the dolphin, no matter what. I can't believe it. I'm just staring at this through lens. Keep the lens on the dolphin. Keep the lens on the dolphin. My mind goes blank.
Arriba! Arriba!
I feel empty. 17 years of legal dolphin protection. Countless efforts to lobby, to campaign, to raise environmental consciousness. But out here, nothing has changed.
De que está prohibido, sí está prohibido. De que lo sabemos completamente, todos lo saben. Ahora, para que la autoridad o la autoridad competente nos vea a nosotros, tiene que venir a zona de pesca, buscarnos exactamente y ese día vernos con el delfín. Cosa que es nulo, es improbable. No, ni siquiera se puede decir que es uno entre 1000 o uno en 1.000.000. Simplemente es improbable. ¿Por qué? Sucede ese momento, el delfín lo botamos al agua y el problema está solucionado.
What I could witness over the last 6 days on board, the very professional killing of dolphins, the very professional slicing them up for using their body parts as bait for sharks, the radio communication between boats, giving help to each other where to find dolphins, the words of the captain admitting openly that he's not only using basically in every trip dolphins as shark bait, but he's also involved in selling dolphin meat illegally for human consumption. All this together really gives a shocking picture of the way that in Peru fishing law is completely ignored.
There were many reasons I decided to become involved in this project. I have wonderful memories of dolphins all over the world. But one of my favorites was when I was in my 20s working in Peru as a member of the U.S. Peace Corps. During the course of my years there, I spent a lot of time surfing. So I got to know the beautiful waves of the country and experience how brilliant and wonderful the wildlife is. But we used to go to a place south of Lima where dolphins would actually join us in the waves as we were surfing. It was a wonderful experience. To think about the dolphins I had shared the ocean with, being slaughtered and completely removed from the waters of this amazing country, was simply too much for me. I had to do all I could to stop it.
Now the preparations for shark fishing run at full speed. Too many days have been lost already. Food and gasoline start getting short. Cold-bloodedly, they cut the dolphin meat in slices and hook it on the long line. Different sharks like different bait. Mako sharks like mackerel. Blue sharks prefer dolphin meat. So they prepare a mix of bait for everyone.
Once the dolphin had been caught, Stefan knew the anger directed at him would decrease. But the threat of the fisherman learning his real intent was still always there. If Stefan was discovered, the results could be fatal. During the last week of the trip, his signal suddenly stopped. Hardy only knew Stefan should be over 100 miles offshore, according to the last transmission. It was an incredibly tense time. Everyone understood the risks, but no one expected the worst to happen.
Well, last one was about 3 days ago. So you're saying there's absolutely no possibility of a Coast Guard search, helicopter search. You tell me if you hear any communication from him. Good to see your face. It was such a relief to get your email.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be on the shore again, too. I'm very glad.
Now that you're back, how did it go?
I can tell you we have absolutely everything that we wanted to film, and we have much more. It's very dramatic pictures. We have the killing of the dolphin, the harpooning, we have a lot of interviews of them admitting that they do this regularly. But what I have to tell you is that we have been going there in order to find proof for the dolphins, and we didn't really think about the sharks. But what I had to witness with the sharks is unbelievable. I really don't have words for such kind of brutality. And I had to film this for 2 weeks every night. I was covered in blood after 5 minutes every night. It was just terrible.
Somehow, I imagined fishing sharks being like fishing with a rod. It hadn't crossed my mind that fish could suffer to a great extent. I was wrong. Painstakingly slow, they cut off the noses of the sharks. It is a massacre. Within minutes, I am covered from top to toe in shark blood. They push a metal rod down the spinal cord to immobilize the fish. I guess that about 90% of our catch are undersized juveniles. This clearly indicates that sharks in Peru are at the brink of extinction through overfishing. By law, it's illegal to catch and land these juveniles. Another legal lip service to species conservation. In fact, nobody cares. Their fast kill theory is nothing but a fairy tale. I see sharks slashing around their tail in pain up to 40 minutes after their faces were severed off. Sometimes they catch highly pregnant females, supposedly dead shark mothers, aboard their living young. But as nobody cares to throw them into the ocean, they are only born to die.
As someone who spends a great deal of time underwater, I find people ask me frequently, aren't you afraid of sharks? And they are almost universally very afraid of sharks. And for me, sharks are thrilling underwater. Sharks are what we go down there for. We're happy when we see them, and I've spent hundreds of hours underwater with sharks of many different species, and really had virtually no trouble whatsoever from them. They are big animals, they're magnificent, incredible grace, and you can spend time among them, filming them, and it's just a marvelous experience. Sharks are beautiful. They're a part of a tourist attraction in many, many islands and coastlines around the world, but they play an extremely important part in the ecology of the oceans. The sharks take the weak and the old and the unfit out of the ecosystem, and they therefore make it a healthier ecosystem.
Fishing for sharks is driven heavily by a desire for shark fins. Not really for Peruvians, the major market for fins is in Asia. Used primarily for a soup priced up to $150 per bowl, shark fins bring in large cash. The incentive to fish for these high-priced animals drives fishermen to also catch juveniles, which, while illegal in Peru, still occurs regularly. Along with a significant market for shark meat in Peru, this fishery is driving the overfishing of sharks to the point of severe depletion. And if this practice is not stopped, it could lead to extinction for many species. The world now has evidence of a massive removal of dolphins and of sharks from these waters. The question now is what will be done about it. While the Coast Guard may not be able to police illegal hunting at sea, monitoring incoming catch at ports could be a significant deterrent. But if nothing changes, if there is no action taken, it could be the end for these incredibly important species off of Peru.